Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to this edition of the Frost Jazz Hour right here on WDNA's 88.9 FM, the home of Serious Jazz. I'm your host, Marcello Corelli, and we are very excited to have a new group doing their debut performance on the Frost Jazz Hour. This is actually a class that was offered at Frost about 3 years ago. Martin Bejerano started this class. It's called the Piano Trios class, and it's basically a group with the same rhythm section. You have bass and drums, and then two different piano players switching on and off. And what better than to have two incredible piano players, Mr. Ray McCurrie on the piano, and then Mr. Connor Rohrer will join us on the next tune. On the bass, we have Patrick Leavy, and on the drums, Joe Enright. And so we're very excited. I mean, the two of them have been on the show a few weeks ago. I believe they're on the show with Trent Fournier. And so we're very excited to hear some music from these trios. And they need no more introduction. Here's the Ray McCurrie Piano Trio. Yeah. Ray McCurrie. That was a nice tune, man. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Tell us, man, what was the name of that one?
That tune was called Yorkshire. I had to check to make sure, but it's definitely Yorkshire.
Okay.
So.
How recently did you write that one, man?
Pretty recent, within the last month. It was coming up on a little performance at the Friday Forum performances, and I decided I should probably write something. It's time to get some more writing out. So spent a little time making this one, and I think it turned out all right. How about you? Do you think it was?
Oh, it was wonderful, man. Yeah, it sounded great, and you guys really got to stretch out on it, and too.
Yeah, and it certainly helps having these cats on it. So
yeah. You guys have a great sound together as a trio. I can tell y'all have been playing together for a semester at least, in this group.
Yeah.
So, on that note, because this is a piano trios class, what are maybe your top 3 or some of your favorite piano trios to kind of grab information from and have been influential to you?
Ooh, my favorite 3. It's hard because there's so many. It's just the thing. They're really all really influential. So I'd probably say Oscar Peterson probably is a big influence. It's kind of a staple. So I mean, Fred Hirsch, I think he does some really killing stuff, and I'm gonna go with Brad Meldau as my 3rd.
Nice.
All those guys have just some. They're very, very, very different, but they have some. Have had a lot to say musically for a very long time.
Absolutely. So. Yeah. And what, being in this trio class, what's been your favorite part about playing with this set rhythm section and working with Martin, especially in this class?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things is that you kind of get to sit down, it's just the rhythm section. So you really get to indulge in understanding more about the bass and the drums, and in other groups you're not really able to do that necessarily because there's horns, pesky horns. You gotta involve them sometimes. So.
True, man. Who needs
otherwise
them?
They get lonely. So, but it's been really nice to kind of get to know the ins and outs of playing with bass and drums, and I think I've improved quite a bit in my just since the beginning of the semester. And it hasn't been a whole lot of time, but it's. I just feel more comfortable even playing with these guys. So
great, man.
And of course, Martin's just a ridiculous pianist himself and an incredible teacher. So, it certainly does not hurt to have him as your teacher. So. Sure.
Yeah. And you're quite the composer. I know you might be playing another one of your compositions later in the set, but are you planning, because you're graduating this semester, are you planning on doing some more writing or focusing more on that, or playing when you graduate?
I think I'm planning mostly to go into writing a little more. I was actually hoping to get into some film scoring recently. So
really? Awesome.
That's been my latest thing. But it's really hard, man. Writing and film scoring on top of that's it's tough, but it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. So
great.
Hopefully you'll hear more about it. So.
Oh, we sure will. All right, look out for Ray. Thanks for talking with us. We're going to actually bring up our next pianist, Mr. Connor Rohrer, and then we're going to take a quick break. We're already close to the bottom of the hour here, but we're going to do they're going to do a tune by Mulgrew Miller entitled "Return Trip." Enjoy this one right here on WDNA's 88.9 FM. Return Trip by Mulgrew Miller. We're going to take a quick pause, so don't go away. We'll be back in about a minute or so. Welcome back to this edition of the Frost Jazz Hour right here on 88.9 FM, home of Serious Jazz. You've been hearing from the Ray McCurrie and Connor Rohrer piano trio class here at the Frost Hour. And the first two tunes you heard were Yorkshire by Ray and Return Trip by Mulgrew Miller. Before we continue with some more music, wanted to talk to my friend here, Patrick Leavy. Hey, welcome, man.
How's it going, Marcello?
Okay, man. It's good to see you. So yeah, in your soloing, I hear a lot of these kind of double stop things going on. It fascinates me, man. Maybe expand upon that. I know you've been doing some digging deep and writing a little bit about it. Yeah, talk a little bit.
Yeah, so that comes from, I guess, listening to a ton of Eddie Gomez,
yeah.
like a lot of his stuff with Chick. You can hear a lot of that going on. And then also trying to transcribe some like Lenny Tristano maybe, and then seeing where you can fit into the single lines where he's putting some of the chords, if you could grab 2 or 3 of those voices just to have that effect.
Yeah.
And so actually last semester I decided that one of my goals before I leave here is to codify a lot of it and put it into maybe an etude book. I don't know if I can get it published in the next year because I still have a lot of work ahead of me. But I wanna do that before I graduate, just to have something tangible.
It'd be great, man.
Yeah.
I think people would dig it, man. A lot of bass players out there, some hidden information.
Yeah, why not? Just challenging stuff, right?
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, you said Eddie Gomez, but who are some of your other most influential bass players right now?
Eddie, John Patitucci, George Mraz. For walking, a lot of Ron Carter stuff. I'd say that those guys are the most up there. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And I was gonna ask, playing with two different piano players and having to kind of adjust to like their tendencies or their strengths. What do you think? What are some of the main differences between Ray and Connor's playing that you've noticed while playing with them?
It's very different. There's like, I guess I didn't realize how much until I played, like, switching off every song. But yeah, like, honestly, something as specific as voicings. You hear different density. Ray has like a little more dense voicings, but they're super beautiful. It's not a sacrifice, but it's just something to be aware of. And so I don't know, finding different range things to work against that or with it was a big thing. And then just a different time feel, feeling where the lines fall on the pulse that Joe and I have set up, and just being conscious of it. It's very fun to play with both of them. This is probably the best class at Frost, but
that's great.
That's all I've got. Yeah,
I'd recommend anybody at Frost who's watching to take this class, because it's how you really take your trio playing to the next level. Well, cool, man. Thanks for talking with us. I don't want to take too much more time.
Yeah,
but
thanks for having
I'm
us.
looking forward to hearing the rest of this set. They're going to start the next set off with this great Tony Williams composition. Drummers can write. So Tony Williams' Pee Wee is up, and we got Ray on piano this time. Woo. Wonderful, wonderful. That was Tony Williams' Pee Wee. So we're going to bring Connor back up. And Connor will be playing the role of the masterful Fred Hirsch. And this next tune is entitled Art Song, composed by Fred Hirsch. Again, we have Patrick Leavy on the bass and Joe Enright on the drums. Here is Art Song. What an awesome tune. Before this trio with Ray plays their last tune of the set, trying to remind our viewers that we have a few upcoming performances next week. Next Thursday at this time, we have the Eric Stern trio with I think Blake Aldridge on bass and Henry Moore on drums. And then April 29th, the week after, we have Philip Capuzzi's trio. And then the week after that, Brian Dubrell will make his way back to the show. And then Russ Spiegel will be with us on May 13th. So a lot of great music coming up in the next month or so. So to finish off, I believe this is going to be another composition by Ray. All right, this one's entitled Tweety. Ray, what inspired your name for this one?
That's a really good question. I have no idea. Honestly, I was trying to get a name that would start with a T. That way it would end up in a certain spot on my Sibelius list when I was scrolling down, just to keep things in order. So,
wow.
Really, really strange, but it kind of worked.
You know what? Yeah, happened for a reason, bro. So here it is, Tweety by Ray McCurrie. Hope you've enjoyed this show. I sure have, and we'll be back next week with more music on WDNA's 88.9 FM, the home of Serious Jazz. Yeah, guys, that was Tweety, composed by Ray McCurrie. Hope you've enjoyed this morning's show on WDNA's 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. That was the piano trios class. Hopefully we can have them this particular class back on the show soon. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next week, next Thursday at 11 a.m. here on the Frost Jazz Hour. Why don't you guys play us out a little bit with the blues or something? Quick, yeah.